Hey, Facebook people. This is Blind Justice coming to you live on the streets of Aberdeen, Washington, sitting on the corner in front of the library, across the street from City Hall, right in front of the free speech zone, First Amendment zone. And we've been walking through the car show, just talking to people, letting them know that there's a First Amendment, that their First Amendment rights have been restricted to a box, well, according to the city of Aberdeen. But then they laugh and they say, yeah, that's not a thing. Like, yeah, you're right. The Constitution protects your freedoms, your First Amendment rights. So it doesn't matter if the city of Aberdeen says that your freedoms are limited or not. And they're like, yes, they agree. So most of the people we talk to, the car owners, people who have cars in the show, are from out of town. There's been a few people from Aberdeen, but over like the majority response, vast majority response, I don't think we've had anybody who actually supported this the idea of the free speech zone, including the president of the event, the guy who coordinated it. So we talked to that guy and asked him about it. It's like, hey, what's going on with that little free speech First Amendment zone back there on the corner? And he said, well, the city said we had to put it in our event. So here we go. The city is now ordering event coordinators to limit the freedoms of the people. City officials they had a meeting, I think it was last night or yesterday, or actually Thursday, it might have been Thursday, let's say Saturday. I think they had it Thursday, and they are pressuring, according to this guy, this president of this event here at the car show, they're pressuring the people, ordering them, telling them they have to have a limit the freedoms of the people, limit the First Amendment rights of the people to a box, to a small section somewhere in the event. And yeah, we actually, asked the guy if the city official produced the ordinance, so they can verify it, so they can check and see, oh, this is legit, this is exactly what this says. And he said no, they didn't. So they weren't showing them the law that they're trying to enforce and follow. Because if they did, then the event coordinators could read for themselves. It says it's up to the discretion of the coordinator, the event coordinator, the festival sponsor, to choose to limit the free speech or not. And if they choose to limit the free speech or not, according to this ordinance, then it's supposed to be part of their permit. And so a lot of these things have gotten their permits well in advance, but the city has gone out of their way to hold a special meeting to encourage, not just encourage, but order, to tell the people, to tell these coordinators that they have to limit the First Amendment rights of the people attending their events. So it's a gross violation of your rights and overreaching of government power and clear harassment. So this president of this event here said that he complied because he didn't want the city to disrupt or shut down his event that he had planned. So he, even though it doesn't want to limit people's First Amendment rights, he was afraid that if he said no to them, that the city would shut him down. And he's absolutely within his rights to say no, even according to their own ordinance. It's at the discretion of the coordinator. So we had some other people, I think, potentially at that meeting, and so we're just waiting to hear back from the people that were there to get potentially more direct quotes on what was said and the verbiage. But this came from the president of the event coordinator here at the car show, that he said he was told he had to have it. He had to limit your First Amendment rights at his event by the city officials. That's going on here, people. Here in Aberdeen, your rights are under attack. So wake up. Your voice can be heard. First step that we have for doing this is, well, protest. You can protest. You can come out and protest at the event, at events, and say, hey, this is messed up. You can sign a petition that we have going around to stand up for your rights. You can voice your opinion to the city officials via emails or phone calls or in person. Go to the city council meetings. And definitely, spread the word on social media and online. Let people know that your rights are under attack and being slowly taken away here in Aberdeen. Alright, peace and love to you. Live free regardless of what other people tell you. And Deo Presto Liber.